Part 2 of the video for the simple reason that my phone ran out of memory. Oh, the joys of technology. Anyway, we're talking about the soul from Tiferet, Gevurah, Hesed. And the soul is pierced by the divine. If you look on the ladder here, the soul is here in Yetzirah. It's pierced by the world of spirit and also from the Malkut of Atzilut, the divine. So from Keter through Art to Tiferet, we have direct communication with the divine. And that's why we don't need priests. Jesus was very clear that we didn't need the priests, we didn't need people like me telling us anything, because we had the ability to understand it ourselves. Jesus said, "My Father and I are one." My friend Susie Crockford the witch would say, "My mother and I are one." The source of all things and we are one. Again, that's the Kabbalistic teaching, that we are on earth to help God behold God. We are physical manifestations, individuals who are expressions of the divine on earth. All beings are expressions of the divine, but Kabbalah teaches that humanity, because we live primarily in this Yetziratic world, we're the only species that we know of, because animals live primarily here. That's why they're so much more sensible than we are. They don't have all this emotional stuff that we pick up and transmit. Oh, and there's a wonderful saying, which is, if you don't transform your pain, you will transmit it. If you don't transform your pain, you will transmit it. And that's what we're seeing a great deal at the moment with the vaccination and anti-vaccination arguments. People are transmitting their own pain. The arguments actually come intellectually from these side triads here. These are the fired up ones, ruled by the astrological fire signs of Aries and Sagittarius, whereas the anti-vaxxers generally are far more emotional because of the pain that's projected. We've seen things that have hurt. They've experienced things that have hurt. This is Scorpio, this is Pisces. So Scorpio is all about imbalance, about holding the depth of sorrow, sitting with your pain and allowing it to flow through and process. Pisces is about the expansion of consciousness. Pisces is the most spiritual sign, but it is also the sign of addiction because it has no boundaries. Absolutely no boundaries. Scorpio can be over-boundaried, Pisces can be under-boundaried. Interestingly, both of these astrological signs in the side triads can be very manipulative. Scorpio manipulates through power and control. Pisces manipulates by appearing not to. There's this old joke, the Jewish mother joke, so I hope I'm not offending any Jewish friends here. How many Jewish mothers does it take to change a light bulb? Oh, don't worry about me, I'll just sit here in the dark. We had some Pisceans staying with us quite recently, and my parents have prominent Pisces. My mother has a Pisces Mars, my father was Pisces Sun. And it wasn't until the guest left that I realised that I'd been looking after them so happily, because they took me back down to my childhood and the pleasing of my parents, which was the rule in my childhood. We carry this childhood, we carry this yesodic part of us around with us all the time. And in fact, we were perfectly happy with the guests. I was perfectly happy taking care of them. There wasn't a problem. And if there isn't a problem, then there isn't a problem. When there is a problem, these side triads will pick it up either with anger at this level, or with pain, or with addiction and blotting it out at this level. So back to the soul. The soul is the kiss between heaven and earth. Earth is here, also linked with the psyche. Heaven is here. And the soul is grounded at Tiferet, which is the place between heaven and earth. So the job of the Kabbalist, the job of the spiritual person, the holistic person, once we have individuated, once we have found ourselves, once we have transformed our pain so we do not project it onto others, can then receive the blessings of the divine. And Jesus said, "My Father and I are one," and when he died, the Gospels say that the veil of the temple was torn. Now, if we don't understand the Hebrew Testament and we don't understand the nature of the temple, which was at 4 levels, the court of the Gentiles, the court of the women, the court of the priests, and the Holy of Holies, we don't realize that when the veil is torn, it means that the divine is coming through to all of us. That was the point at which the knowledge of sacrifice, death, and resurrection was all that we needed. And then, if we understood that, we were directly in contact with the divine. We did not need the priest. You don't need me if you're in contact with the divine. Nobody needs a priest or a teacher or anything if they're in contact with the divine. The goal of the priest, the teacher, is to help the person get in contact with the divine. And when you're in contact with the divine, you have no need to blame the other. The soul has no need to blame or criticize or carp. It will just go, you're where you are, I'm where I am, how can I be of service? And the soul is of service to humanity. And I would also say of service to the planet. It is not in service to me, and it is not in service to the tribe. That's profoundly important to understand. The soul works for the evolution, the greater good, not for the individual's belief and not for what the tribe believes. And the Kabbalist must step out of the tribe. We have to be the fringe dweller. We have to say, this is mine for me to know, and how can I offer it up to the Holy One? How can I be the channel of grace on the earth? And you know something? We fail. Every day we will fail. And that, to the soul, is not a failure. To understand that we will never get it right, we will never get it finished, we will just progress as much as we possibly can in this incarnation, is the great humility of the soul. We don't go around from the soul level telling others what they should do, what they should believe, what they should be. Hopefully, to quote Anne Lamott, we can be lighthouses. She has a wonderful phrase, which is, lighthouses do not run around islands looking for ships to save. The light is there. The ship can take the guidance from the light. If the ship comes too close to the light, it's probably going to land on rocks, and that's what happens with priestcraft. The simple secret is to know that if the light is there, it is to guide you, but it's to guide you on your path. You do not go straight to the light, because that's when you create the guru, and the guru is going to take you straight down into a different tribe. It may be a spiritual tribe, but when there is a guru blocking your access with the divine, then we have an unhealthy situation. So if you can get to your soul, how do you get to your soul? You get to your soul through contemplation, through meditation, through understanding that you are a vital part of the bigger picture, but that you have to transmute your pain so you do not transmit it. We are all a work in progress. God bless. Thank you for watching.